advances Throntari. It's Rio Yuki taking the lead. My Yankee Girl's the threat the outside. Rio Yuki, My Yankee Girl, they hit it. My Yankee Girl beat Rio Yuki, Belle Rouge. Quang Tri's got it. Quang Tri took the front from King's Consort. Quang Tri is clear and Quang Tri has won it. Quang Tri from King's Consort, Magnus. 3 lengths in front of Sir Davy out late chasing, but Tuvalu is clear, and Tuvalu won the Winter Championship from Sir Davy Mystery Shot.
Welcome back to the channel for Caulfeild Racing preview for the Group 3 John Monash Stakes Day. Very keen on a couple, and I'm very keen on Inundation, even though he's short, to win again. Let's get into the preview and find the winners, because I'm very keen on a couple of them. And particularly 2 that I think are over the odds at the back end of the program. Race 1 at Caulfeild is a 2-year-old filly's handicap over the 1100 metres, and I'm with Tappin 3. The old guard combined here, Luke Nolan and Peter Moody. Drawn wide, though, that's the only query. Barrier 12, though, gets a winnable weight with 55.5 kilos and does get a couple of gear changes. Earmuffs pre-race only for the first time, lugging bit for the first time, and nose roll for the first time. So typical Peter Moody stable gear changes. I think that this filly can win this. She's bred beautifully out of Zoostar and Brigantine. Sorry, that was hard to say. And the early market really only wants her. And I think I'm agreeing with it. I think she can win. 7 Sisters for second. Obviously brings a class, but it's got to carry the big weight. 4 starts for the 1 win in a second. 2 starts at Caulfeild for nothing. But though it was a 4th in the Blue Diamond Preview for the fillies at Group 2 level, and then 14th at the Group 1 Blue Diamond Stakes. So it does have a little bit of class on her side. Will handle the distance, and if this was on a soft track, she would be my on top selection. But on good ground, I'm happy to be slightly wary of her. It's my turn for third. 2 starts for 2 placings. Going to handle the distance, going to handle the track. Craig Williams on. Gets a crossover nosebend for the first time and gets a tongue tie off. Sorry, gets a crossover nosebend off and the tongue tie off. That could be a sharp improvement. And Amarati for 4th. But I'm with Tappin 3. $40 to win. $10 to win on 7 Sisters. The class run on the race at Caulfeild, race number 1. Race 2 at Caulfeild is a benchmark 78 handicap over the 1100 metres for the second of the day. And I'm with Algernon here. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but that's how I'm going to go with it. This horse, I expect to just win. 10 starts for 6 wins in a second. First up, 4 from 4. 3 from 5 on good ground. 4 from 5 at the distance. I'm very keen on this horse to win. Last start, won in Hobart. So coming over to the mainland for the first time. Won by 0.1 of a length over the 1100 metres on good ground. So I think this horse can win. It has had a trial since its last run and was placed second. Just a sharpen up trial to get it ready for this. Matty Cartwright gets a claim and gets its usual gear adjustments, and I think it can be winning the second at Caulfeild. Legionnaire for second. This horse is way over the odds at $51, considering likes Caulfeild, though never winning at the track. Enjoys the distance, 3 starts for 2 seconds, again not winning, and good track, 23 starts for 2 wins, 3 seconds, and 3 thirds. And second up, this is key, 5 starts for a second and 2 thirds, and at $51 is way over the odds. The favourite, Daralina, Belle, look, she can win, but I'm not that keen. And Gold Spark for 4th. The only query I've got is it being at Caulfeild. Sorry, no, not Caulfeild, being first up, but can run a really good race and does get Billy again, so that's an advantage to the horse. But I'm with Algernon in the second at Caulfeild. Race number 3 at Caulfeild is a Super Barbers 3-year-old handicap over the 2,000 metres, the first staying event of the day. And I'm with I'm with the trainer that's going really well at the moment, that's got really good form and has half of the old guard. And that's with Patrick Payne and Luke Nolan combining here. Now, I thought originally when I first looked at the race, I thought it was going to be out of Bigolino and Oceana Blue. But when I went into it, I found the other runners that were valuable. But I'll get into my first four now. Bigolino's had the 4 starts for the 3 wins. All wins have been on heavy track, so I'm very intrigued to see how she goes on top of the ground. Gets a lovely weight, 56.5 kilos, but does go up 2 kilos from its last start win. Has had a trial since its last start win, but was 6 or 6. That was probably usual Paddy Payne trial, not wanting them to do too much. Drawn wide, barrier 10. I do like the wide draw for this horse. Very, very likeable. Elvis for second. Ever so consistent. Loves good ground. Loves his distance. And is a winner of its past 2, including at Flemington in a very handy race. T Water's the class horse in the race with the big weight. Look, if it brings its best, it'll win comfortably. But the first up record does concern me. And the fact it's only won once on good ground, that's the concern. And Jennifer Reddy for 4th. I think it's going to run a really good race here. Craig Williams on 54 kilos. Good track, a query, but can still run well. But I'm with Bigolino, race 3 at Caulfeild. Race 4 at Caulfeild is a benchmark 78 handicap over the same distance as the previous 2,000 metres, and I'm with Impulsar. Has had 3 starts for the 2 wins, and the only defeat came on debut at Curran, then went to Dundalk, won, and then came to Australia and won first up at Sandown Hillside, winning by a very narrow margin on a very heavy track. First go on top of the ground. This horse brings a lot of class into this, and I can see why it's the early favourite, and I think it can shorten and win this race. Very keen on this horse winning. Ruba, my second selection, is over the odds. Complete forgive its past 2. I'm not convinced this horse is a wet track. And last start, found a very heavy track at Mornington, then found a soft track at Flemington. Back on top of the ground, likes racing at Caulfeild, though having never won at the track, but on good ground has won 2 from 7 and does enjoy the distance. Again, not having won, but placing very well. Get him on top of the ground with a claim, which he does have for Matty Cartwright. He'll show you what he's made of. Maximus Prime for 3rd. First time racing on top of the ground. First time on top of the ground since his arrival in Australia. Since his first up run, where he ran 3rd. I think he can run very well here. And Strawberry Rock over the odds at $41. But I'm with Impulsar in the 4th race at Caulfeild, $20 the win. Race 5 at Caulfeild is a 1-horse race, and it's a 3-year-old Colton Gowling's handicap over the 1,100 metres. Now, what a win it was by Inundation last start. Under Jai McNeil, he sticks. Goes up to the 1,100 metres from exclusively racing at the 1,000, but I don't think that's going to be any worry for this horse. Bolted in last start by 3 lengths. And I think that this horse can stretch his brilliance to 1,100 metres and win. Because what's going to beat him? There's nothing here that from its last start effort behind him that can beat him. Because Lord Paramount and Called were behind him last start. And I don't think that they can beat him. But you have to fill the first 4, don't you? And Jigsaw for 4. But I'm with Inundation in the 5th. Hopefully he can show his class and be too good for these. Race 6 at Caulfeild is a 3-year-old filly's handicap over the 1,100 metres, and I'm with Psy. 2 from 2, Peter Mooney and Blake McDougall combined here. Drawn barrier 4, I do like that gate for this horse. 54.5 kilos, undefeated. Last start winner at Murray Bridge, winning by a very narrow margin, 0.1 of a length. But I still think that this horse can win. I'm very keen on its chances here. Miss Chrissy for 2nd. 1 start for the win, coming on debut at Cranbourne not too long ago, winning by 4.5 lengths over the 1,000 metres. Has to go up 100 metres in distance, so we'll see how she goes. And first start racing at Metropolitan level, I think. Forbidden City for 3rd. Last time was first up, won by absolute space, bolting in by 8 lengths. Zanini for 4th. Look, big odds, big weight, first up, good track, not keen. But I'm with race 6, Caulfeild, $20 the win. Race number 7 at Caulfeild is a benchmark 84 handicap over the 1700 metres, and the horse that I think is over the odds in this race, considering it's going to go to the front, it's going to front run and jockey on it, is No Name Lane. Drawn beautifully to go to the lead in barrier 3, 58.5 kilos. The only query is the good track and the fact that it's never been to 1700 metres, though. Last 2 starts winning at 1550 at Morpheville and last start over the 1600 metres. So the distance is no concern, but fact it's on a good track. 8 starts for no wins of 3 seconds and 2/3. But it was a very good win last start, and did show a lot of fight last start to win. That's what I liked about the horse. And if we did get to a soft range, he would be half the quote he is now. Solar Apex for second. Look's going to handle the tracks, going to handle the distance. Chris Waller, Brett Preble, they have had a couple of winners in the past couple of weeks. But wide barrier, a little bit of a concern, but can still win. Lyrical Lad, like I said before, keep him at 1600 metres and he'll do very well. Only 100 metres more. Jamie Mott rode him last start at Caulfeild and he won. He sticks 58 kilos. Drops a half a kilo from last start, but that was on soft ground. Gets back on top of the ground, can run really well. And Long Arm, the stayer, can run well for 4th. And I think he can run a ripper fresh. But he will need further. But with No Name Lane, race 7 at Caulfeild, 7 each way. Race 8 at Caulfield's a feature of the day. The Group 3 John Monash Stakes. And I found one of the bit of value here outside of the 2 favourites. I like Felicia. Jai McNeil rides. First up, 4 starts for a win, 2nd and 2/3. Loves good ground, 9 starts for 3 wins, 2 seconds and 3/3. Enjoys this distance. 3 starts for the 1 win and 2/3, and loves Caulfeild. Only missing a place once at the track. I think at 950 it's over the odds, but has had a big break, having not raced since the 17th of the 4th of last year. So, yeah, with her record, her overall record, I'm happy to put her on top. 950, I do think it's over the odds. Oxley Road, obviously, look, he's the class runner on the race, and he can definitely win. First up, fantastic form. Would prefer him on soft ground, but he does enjoy Caulfeild and this distance range, having not won over it before. Maleva for 3rd. The first up record reads well. Good track, distance, Caulfeild, all big factors to this horse, and is a very good winning chance. And Rainbeal for 3rd is over the odds, considering her consistency at $34. But I'm with Felicia and Oxley Road in the Group 3, John Monash Stakes. 40 to win Felicia, 25 on Oxley Road. The last of the day, the Get Out Stakes of the day, is a benchmark handicap is a benchmark 100 handicap over the 1400 metres, and I like one again here at a bit of value, and that's Take the Sit. I can't believe this horse is $11, considering it's only been defeated once over the 1400 metres, winning 6 out of its 7 starts, placing second on the other occasion, 2 from 8 on good ground with a 2nd and a 3rd. Bill Ryan and Monica Ryan bring this horse across from Longford. They booked Josh Fisher to ride with 51 kilos. And at the double figure quote, I'm happy to be in its corner. Second up, 5 starts for the 3 wins in a 2nd. I think this horse is next time. Beardville on the weekend, and I cannot believe you're getting double figures about the horse. Though, then again, you've got to respect the runner that's already put the run on the board in AUS, and that's Bonneval. Second up, 2 starts for a win in a 2nd. 1 start at the distance for a win, 1 start at Caulfeild for the win. Very impressive last start. Craig knew it sticks and drops 2.5 kilos from its last start. And can win. Curran for 3rd. Get him back on top of the ground. And up to the 1400 metres. I do like for this horse, and he does enjoy racing at Caulfeild. Bam's on fire for 4th at $21 is over the odds. But I would Take the Sit, and he's our Bonneval in the Get Out of the day. 16 the win on Take the Sit, $10 the win. He's our Bonneval. Thank you for watching the preview for